So guess what? I finally ordered that goddamn cable, so now I don't have to manually sync my face cam into the overlay anymore, and I can immediately record it into the video. So that saved me a little bit of editing work, and as a matter of fact, as long as nothing dies in this episode, in theory I shouldn't have to change anything, but I am using an old overlay, so... It's a Gliscor! I don't think we've had a Gligar before. We've had the opportunity for one, but I don't think we've had a Gligar. I've got a spreadsheet. I've got a spreadsheet somewhere around here. Let me go check it. We're going to check the spreadsheet. Where is the link to the spreadsheet? It's gotta be somewhere around here. Flog us through the years Pokemon. Let's see. Do we have a... I don't know what it's ordered on. Does it have any ordering? Does it? We can just go Gliscor with Control F. We don't have a Gligar or a Gliscor yet. Unless I called one in this generation, which has not been updated in the spreadsheet yet. I really should start doing that one of these days. So we can catch this. We can just straight up catch this. And that's going to be the first catch for today. And let me close Discord again. It also means that I can, it doesn't mean that I will, but it also means that I can now do episodes that are longer than 30 minutes again. Because I was limited to that. I'm still limited to battery capacity to a certain extent, but I can switch out batteries and just keep recording if need be. But I was limited to 30 minutes of recording because then my camera stopped recording internally. Now that I'm recording externally again, I can go for like 40 or 50 minutes if I need to. I don't want to, because I want to have videos be about 30 minutes in length. That's the ideal length. But when we're like 25 minutes in, I might just like decide, let's do one more thing rather than wrapping it up. So maybe a video will be more like 33 or 34 minutes rather than being 25 or so minutes. That is the main benefit there. Not that I'm going to like do 1 hour long episode suddenly, because I didn't do that before. I'm just very, very happy that, wow, my voice. I'm just very, very, fuck you, happy that I have this cable again. It's amazing that I have this cable again. So I'm planning to record 2 episodes today, back to back. Maybe I won't do them back to back though, because I am a little bit hungry. Why didn't I get food before starting this episode? Because this score is gonna die, isn't it? I didn't get food before recording this episode because at this point it's just 5:15 p.m, which is a little bit early for my like daily like routine to get food. Usually I get between like 6 and 8. I have dinner. It'd be a little bit early for me to get food now. So I figured, okay, but if I record, I'm going to be hungry after recording. So I might as well record first and then get food later. Because I've talked about this plenty of times, but there are few things in life, other than not eating, that make me more hungry than recording videos. I don't know why. I've got a pretty good idea why, because it actually takes a lot of like mental gymnastics in order to like do it in a somewhat entertaining way. And I've heard all the like streamers and YouTubers say after I'm like done streaming or recording or anything, I got hungry as fuck. And honestly, I feel you. I really do. I'm gonna call you... I've been watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Still. Not this one, but it feels like an appropriate name. I've been watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Duo Monsters, not GX, but for some reason I think Gliscor, a Night Shroud is a... I know Night Shroud is a dub name. It's just darkness in the original, which is... I don't really know why they changed that, because why... You can't fit that. Also, I've forgotten R. It's gonna be Night Shroud. You know what? We don't need to age. Night Shroud is it's good enough. It's kind of like Feraligatr, right? Originally, Feraligatr's name didn't have an E in it. It still doesn't. But originally, that is, I think, mostly because it didn't actually fit on the... Yeah, let's do that. It didn't actually fit on the amount of characters you can give and a name, and as a result of that, to this day, Feraligatr is spelled with just like an R at the end rather than the illogical ER. That is at least a story I have always heard. I don't know if it's actually true. It probably isn't, now that I think about it. That Mareep looks just a shade too dark. For a moment there I thought that Mareep... Not reverse lock. This is not a reverse lock. We gotta go into Gallet. I wanted to go into Octa there for like a split second. For a moment there I thought this Mareep was a shiny. I don't actually think shiny Mareep is even yellow. What does shiny Mareep look like actually? Let's look this up. Also, have I told you guys I've got a new phone yet? Because that's TikTok. I've got a new phone. I've had for a couple of... like a week now, actually. I was going to say a couple of weeks, and I was like, nah, that's not really true, and then a couple of days, and suppose a week is a couple of days, in a certain manner of speaking. I think shiny Mareep is just like fluffy colors, right? Mareep, yeah, it's just pink. So it's definitely not shiny, is what we learned here today. Also, now that I have this cable, next thing up for business is, well, a lot of computer upgrades, also paying off debt, because that's a thing you have to do sometimes. Ladian, let's go into Furball. I think Furball can take that. I've got some computer issues, because sometimes, CPU related issues. Sometimes when I'm just like rendering something, and my CPU gets a lot of usage for an extended period of time, my PC just fucking shuts off. And when it's GPU rendering, it doesn't do that. And it only started after I installed my new SSD, which is a really weird like combination. I did have some blue screens before that, and I figured that was because of my failing hard drive. And I haven't had any blue screens, but maybe just the computer shut-offs are the next step in that. But it would be really weird timing. Anyway, another thing I really need to replace is this goddamn chair, because the back of the chair, I can just feel it like losing support. It's leaning back a little bit, and I don't know if you can see this. You probably can't very well. This is a good thing about having the face cam again. See, okay, so I can... It's supposed to be like this. This is what it's supposed to be like. To give me like some... Oh, that didn't do a lot of damage, did it? Let's do it again. To give me proper back support, it's supposed to be like this. But this is what it naturally looks like. And that means that I'm, at this point, pretty much just like always leaning back into my chair. Which, one, is bad for my back. But also then puts more pressure onto the chair, which means that it'll break fucking sooner. So right now, I've only got a chair, because I'm sitting upright. I'm not actually, if I lean into the chair, I sit like this. So if I sit upright, I pretty much have a chair with only like the lower like 15% of my back actually touching the back of the chair. Which is not very nice. So I really need a new chair, but... having an actually good chair, which this is not definitely not a good like chair at all. It's a really like simple and cheap one. I got it at second hand actually, so I knew it was not going to last much more than a year probably. But getting an actually like good office chair is like $250. It's insane. And getting anything that is, well, remotely close to being comfortable is at least like 65. That is way too much for just a chair. I mean, I can get chairs for way cheaper. I can get chairs for like 25. But I sit in this chair all day long. I record in this chair, but I also work in this chair. I do a lot of my entertainment also in this chair, because I sit a lot during the day, okay? So having a good chair to say, and also, does the word chair sound weird to anybody already? Because it kind of does to me. Having a good one is really important, because if you sit a lot, it's really important that you don't have a shitty chair, because that'll ruin your back. Which then will lead to a lot of other issues. Not even necessarily just later in life, just in general. As a matter of fact, it would be even better if I had a standing desk. But those are... just having a standing desk is not that difficult. But if I get a standing desk, I want to have one of those which you can also like lower down. Because for like normal work, maybe it'd be nice to like just stand up for an hour every now and then while working, right? Because it's better for increased blood flow and just generally it's better for your body. Sometimes you do want to sit down though. You don't want to always just be standing, especially when I'm like recording or when I'm streaming. It can be nice to just like sit down and relax, and especially for streaming and recording, it's not really nice if you have to stand up. I'd imagine. I've never done it, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. But I feel like it'd get annoying fairly. That is terrible. I didn't see you there. I feel like it'd get fairly like tiring fairly quickly. So I want to have a desk that you can like go between. That is not good for me. I mean, I can take you out with yelllow, no problem. So I want to have a better chair and a better desk as well. Also, I want a bigger desk. My desk is way too goddamn small. Also, it's very cluttered with like just trash. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've got this here, which is thermal paste for playing my CPU, which I did like a year ago. That's still on my desk. I've got a hard drive I borrowed from a friend, which I still need to return on my desk. My PS4 is on my desk because I've got no other place to place it. I've got 2 monitors on my desk. I would very much like to have a 3rd monitor on my desk as well, if I'm being honest with you. Because, let's raise a leaf. Because lately I've been... It's not needed, right? But it would be nice, because lately I've been editing a lot of videos with a lot of stock footage from video blocks. And video blocks doesn't really work when you have it as a half a page on your monitor, because you click on a video and then you get a couple of options for which quality to download. But if you have it like the browser window set to be only half of your monitor, at least if you have a 16:9 monitor, 1080p. Maybe if you have a 4K monitor or a widescreen monitor, that is different. I don't know. But the actual like download button you get at the bottom of the preview overlaps with a couple of the quality settings if there's more than like 2. Which means that you can't really have that being just half of a monitor. You need to have that being pretty much the full monitor. But then I also need to have a Windows Explorer open to put those files I just downloaded into the right file directory, because I like to work organized and not just like put the files from my downloads folder into Adobe Premiere, because that's going to get very messy and I'm going to lose footage and it's going to be horrible. So you don't want to do that. But then I have Adobe Premiere open as well, which obviously that needs an entire monitor in and of itself. Honestly, preferably more than one, but one monitor works, especially for like the quite simplistic editing I need to do for that content anyway. It's not that big of a deal, so I can all fit it in one monitor. But I'd really very much like to have a 3rd monitor so that I can have one with like Google Chrome open with video blocks, one for my file explorer so I can just browse through the things I've downloaded, and then one for Adobe Premiere itself. Because what I have to do right now is do a really weird thing. And I know this is like very not applicable to like 99% of people watching this, which is like 3 out of the 4 people watching this. That'd be 75%, I am aware. What I have to do now is have the File Explorer open between the 2 monitors, which means that like the left side is on the left monitor and the right side is on the right monitor, so that I can drag and drop it from Google Chrome into the File Explorer, then have the File Explorer be the one thing that is selected, then select and then drag it over to Adobe Premiere, then select the File Explorer again, so that when I go into Google Chrome, it's still there. It's a really like weird, stupid workaround you don't want to have to do, is what I'm saying, pretty much. So that is my rant about wanting a third monitor, and a standing desk, and a better chair, and new PC. And enough money to pay off my debt. And I hope you guys don't have ad blocker, because that's all going to require a little bit of money. Eventually, all of those will be fixed, right? I don't need to have all of that within the next week, within the next month, or even within the next year. Probably this chair is going to have to be replaced within the next year, but I think I can manage. So yeah, that is a thing that I've been... Jan Mega! I hope yours is as useless as mine, because damn it, mine is useless. I'm really considering... It's got slash now, actually. It's probably not useless. I probably should be a little bit more careful. Wait, did fly fail? I was gonna say, I don't think just flying up can fail. If it can, that is news to me. How long are we into this recording anyway? 60 minutes! Holy crap! I've been rambling for a bit, haven't I? Let's see. Can you murder the Yanmega? Yes, you can, because Yanmega, once again, is kind of a piece of shit. It's not that good. Staraptor, let's go into Furball. I really need Thunderbolt. The thing is, I won't get Thunderbolt until the last gym. At which point, Furball may or may not still be alive. I'm gonna be honest with you, there is a more than zero chance that Furball will not make it to the point where we actually have Thunderbolt. I think that's where you get Thunderbolt anyway. I imagine so. It's a electric type gym. It could also be something like Shockwave, I guess. I doubt it, but it could be. I think it'll be Thunderbolt. Usually... Oh, well, hello. Usually the electric gym gives you Thunderbolt, especially if it's that late into the game. I'm assuming it is. It's going to be Thunderbolt. Are you a fighting type? Yeah, you're not. I feel weird because Poliwhirl evolves into Poliwrath, both of which are water types with a Water Stone, but then randomly gains the fighting type. What is that about? I know most of the stone evolutions already are the typing of the stone when they evolve, but the fighting type is like really weird to me out. It's not like Ninetales is suddenly psychic, is it? Wait a second, is it? It should be, but I don't think it is. Ninetales is not... let's see, Ninetales is it a... I mean, I know it turns into Ice Fairy. Yeah, it's a pure fire type. It should really fire psychic. But that's the issue, right? When you give it that stone, it doesn't turn into a... I don't have the animator selected. It doesn't turn into a different secondary typing suddenly, even though maybe it should. And the fact that Poliwrath does get a secondary typing only makes me more upset that you need to be checked out, because that doesn't seem healthy. This is where is this the Ice Stone? Because I don't need the Ice Stone, I need to have the... Actually, I do, because this is Red 217. This is a new encounter. This is going to be Empoleon. I think Octo might be getting replaced. Next recording session, that is, because we're not going anywhere right now. Yeah, I'm going to probably replace that with Empoleon, because Empoleon is just way better than whatever Octo is. Auxiliary, that's the word. Okay, Brine, bit of a bothersome move to deal with. Gonna be honest with you. But I can take one. Let's see, we can not really do a lot against you, because steel typing is a bitch. Also, you hit 5 times! I'm just gonna go for it. It's not nighttime yet, so that one Dusk Ball I have would be wasted. I do need to get more Dusk Balls soon. I think I can start buying them soon as well. Please stay. Thank you. I'm getting very lucky with my captures here today, and I appreciate that a lot. Empoleon, we're going to call you... What are we going to call Empoleon? Let's call you... do we have a George yet? I think I like the name George. Do we... Did I misspell George? I think I might have... I misspelled George. How much of an idiot can you be? Do we have a George? We don't have a George yet. Now we will. Once I select the emulator, that is. Yeah, George the Empoleon. And he is a male. So that actually makes sense. I'm going to not misspell George. Because that would be embarrassing. Who would ever misspell a name like George? It's so easy. I also don't exactly know where the Razor Fang or Razor Claw... I think it's the Razor Claw, actually, for Weavile, is around here. I'll probably just come back here if I ever decide Weavile needs to be on the team. I'm not going to spend too much time into looking for it right now. This is a really obnoxiously slow route. Please, I don't really want to fight, damn it! You. While I also get an email. So let me check if I fucked up. I did in fact not fuck up. So my client is just a little bit blind. So I'll deal with that later. While I also check how long we've been recording for. 21 minutes. We can go for as long as we fucking want. We're not going to, but we could. Okay. That is Destroyer gone. We've had Destroyer since Gen 1. That is rough. I didn't think Slackoth would be dangerous at all. So I guess I won't be recording 2 episodes back to back because I'll need to do a little bit of grinding between. Also, fuck you, Slackoth. Didn't we just get a Pidgeot as well? I don't... Oh, that might have been in... That might have been in the reverse log where Yakdik evolved into a Pidgeot. Go check out the reverse log, by the way, if you haven't been keeping up with it. It's a lot of fun. We're, I think, 6 episodes in now. Every episode is like a 2 or so hour stream, so it's like at least 11 hours of content. I'm saying not 12 because some of them are a little bit shorter. And altogether, it might just take over an entire hour. But that's like 11 hours of content that's up there. And it's really interesting because all the type effectivenesses have been reversed. Meaning that everything that's usually super effective is now not very effective. Things that are not very effective are super effective. And immunities have also been switched. And it's just a really weird and interesting challenge, which you definitely should go check out while I think can even encounter a 3rd Pokemon here today. Sparks is leveling up really quickly. I am very glad because Sparks is still a little bit of a useless piece of crap. I wasn't going to use Earthquake on you anyway. You're not a Psychic type either, are you? Why do I think everything is a Psychic type? If you have anything that... That's too close for comfort. Furball is gonna kick your shit. Doesn't Furball also have Signal Beam? Why did I think Furball had Signal Beam? Why would Furball even have Signal Beam? I don't like it when you use Recover. Please stop using Recover. You're just being obnoxious. You're just being fucking obnoxious. Stop it. I need a critical... Come on! I need a double critical hit. You're gonna run out of recover at some point. Actually, I'm just gonna Thunder Shock you because at some point you're gonna get paralyzed, which is going to mean that you can't use recover as consistently anyway. But this hill is really starting to do a number on me. And now I have to switch out again. This Porygon 2 is gonna be the death of me. And I can't even use Earth Power because Magnet Rise. I don't know if Magnet Rise lasts between turns, but Lava Plume should do the trick. Thank you. Porygon's done for. Finally. Now, who's next? Hitmonlee. Let's... You are a ground type, not a rock type. Let's stay in. Because we can... I don't know, Lava Plume again. Let's just speed through this fight. We'll hopefully be fine. We're not fine! We're very not fine. This... It's the cable, isn't it? It's the cable. The cable that's dangerous. I shouldn't be using a cable anymore for recording. Why did I win the pickable rare candy? What? I mean, I'll gladly use it at some point, I guess. I'll also need a lot more hyper potions. Using hyper potions outside of battle is, even if you spam them, this is totally allowed. Okay. This is Acreus Lakefront, which means our last encounter for today is going to be disappointing. Really disappointing. Fuck. I'm still gonna catch it. Unless I kill it by accident, because it's so goddamn weak. But I don't even care about, like, yeah, any suspense. We just want to catch it. And I'm going to call you Hello Text. I'm just going to call you, I don't know. I want to call it something useless. What is useless? I don't know. I think I already have a Pokemon called Useless, is the thing. So... And I wanted to call it Grey. Let's just call it Grey with a... with an A, because we're edgy. Why Grey? Because Grey is like the most... like, it's associated with like being useless and boring for some reason. Because it doesn't have any saturation. That makes a lot of sense. Who texted me? Is it somebody that wants anything important out of me? It is not. So, let's finish this up. Let's bury our dead Pokemon and then figure out who we're going to replace it with. So that next episode, before going into the gym, we'll have a full team of 6 again. Because we'll probably want to. And maybe even like just level up in general a little bit more. 6 again wouldn't have been a bad thing. I think I already have didn't I already get a Lanoon the other day? That's an Ultra Ball. Do we have any more flying types? I think our flying types might be running a little bit low, which is kind of scary, to be honest. Is this... I don't think this is a Razor Claw either. I think this is also like a Pokeball. But an Ultra Ball, same thing. Technically all items are Pokeballs, because Overlord's price up. But you get my point. I swear I didn't just have a stroke. That's just me. Maybe I was having a little stroke. Okay? A little one. Just a little one. Let's move Pokemon. And that's 2 full boxes of that Pokemon. 60 Pokemon have died so far. That is so much. Maybe Gliscor is actually a good thing to bring with us, because it is a flying type. And we just got it. That'd be fun. Do we have any other options? We could bring, not Lilo, Midna now. Because we're very close to its evolutionary item. We don't have any other... Well, we've got Fred. Which is technically a flying type. I think we're going to go with Nitrout. What is your ability? Is it Toxic Heal? Is it Toxic Heal? Is it Toxic? It's Sandvale. Shit. I was really hoping it might be Toxic Heal. I don't even think you can get the Toxic Orb until post-game in this game. But we're going to bring Gliscor in the next episode. Until then, I've been Vlogger. You've been awesome. We're now at Snow Point City. Next episode, we are going to take on the gym. I'm going to look at what the levels are going to be and potentially grind the entire team up a little bit. Otherwise, only Gliscor. And I'm going to make sure the entire team is also the same level. That probably being... Okay, maybe 47 is a little bit too high. About like 45, probably. I don't know what the upcoming gym levels are going to be right now. But I'll see you back next time. Let's do this so that there's a little bit more music. I think the music doesn't change when you go into a menu. I'm just an idiot. Bye!